Do you have 5 minutes? Really, just a little less than 5 minutes even. Today is March 2nd. Do you know what that is? Today is a special day. It is Read Across America Day, sometimes known as Dr. Seuss Day. It is a day where we are supposed to stop and read. School children all across our country are supposed to take some time today to just drop everything and read. What a wonderful concept. I wonder, how does reading impact us in our lives, and particularly what about the Bible? Let's check this out from the Psalms. Listen to these words from the first Psalm. Blessed is the one who does not walk in step with the wicked, or stand in the way that sinners take, or sit in the company of mockers, but whose delight is in the law of the Lord, and who meditates on his law day and night. That person is like a tree planted by streams of water, which yields its fruit in season, and whose leaf does not wither. Whatever they do prospers. Not so the wicked. They are like chaff that the wind blows away. Therefore the wicked will not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the assembly of the righteous. For the Lord watches over the way of the righteous, but the way of the wicked leads to destruction. The very first psalm talks about the importance of knowing and meditating on God's law day and night. And then if we do that, there are all these promises that build from it. That if we get to know God's Word and just study God's Word day in and day out, it just becomes a part of who we are, and it transforms our lives. It is interesting. You look behind me here, you can see all these books in the pastor's study here. And if you go at my house, you'll see so many in my house as well. That these books are so very important. But what was the first book that was printed on a movable type press? It was the Bible. There were lots of other books that could have been printed. There were a lot of historical books that could have been printed. But no, Gutenberg chose the Bible. Why? Because the Bible contains God's Word. It is something that is just magnificent. It really was never intended to be something that sits on a coffee table that only gets dust off when the priest or the pastor comes to visit. No, it was really intended for us to sit down and take it and read it. Fact of the matter is, there have been hundreds and hundreds of people who have died so that we have a book called the Bible that we can sit down and read with. Well, today is drop everything and read day, if you will. It is the time where we're supposed to stop and pause and read. I invite you to read today. Whatever you normally read, go ahead and do it. But in your reading, take just a little bit of time to pause and read some of God's Word. And maybe, just maybe, you and I will be like that person that the psalmist talks about that has its feet planted beside these running waters. Just such a wonderful promise God gives us if we will but read and meditate on His Word. Have a great week, and may you find something to read about today.